Hello there. I'm just back from a few weeks travelling around Hanoi and northern Vietnam. Had a great time as usual, although it was pretty damn hot. But one of the coolest things I visited is this area that seems to have been called Hanoi 60 Square. And it's a collection of old dilapidated colonial era buildings that have been colonised by young creatives and entrepreneurs, and now it's a collection of very simple cafes, eateries, boutiques, event spaces. The last 20 years of economic progress in Vietnam haven't been so good in respect of public spaces, community spaces, and unfortunately this particular space, like its predecessors, Zone 9 also in Hanoi or 3A Station in Saigon, is also facing imminent demolition. I'm told it's probably got another couple of years before these lovely old heritage buildings will be demolished. But if you're in Hanoi and you want to get a bit of a taste of something different in the city, I can definitely recommend you visit this area. One of the other interesting things about 60 Square is that it's in the middle of the sort of intensity of urban Hanoi. So to get there, you're going to get a little taste of how the locals really live in Hanoi. I'm told these buildings were created by a wealthy Chinese businessman in the 1930s. So upstairs in this incredible building behind me, there is a little cafe that is also plastic free, and it's making drinking water easily available to its customers. So this place tonight, they're going to have some live music, so it's all set up for that. And what a cool place for a bit of live music as well. One of the highlights of my visit to 60 Square was the opportunity to head over for a little musical performance on the Friday night. It took me back to the early 1990s when we used to go to these kinds of performances quite a bit, and it was a really nice kind of awakening because Vietnam really had a very special local music scene in the 60s and early 70s, and it's great to see it lives on. I mean, you know, several generations later, young Vietnamese embrace the music of Chinh Com Sơn and Phạm Duy with as much vigour and enthusiasm as their parents and potentially even their grandparents. I don't think we have an equivalent in Western culture. Chinh Com Sơn and Phạm Duy loved across the generations, even more so I think than say bands like the Beatles. So if you've got a little extra time in Hanoi, head down to 60 Square. It's probably not going to be a culinary or coffee highlight, but I think if you're interested in doing something a little bit different while you're in Hanoi, it's well worth a visit.